Our city has changed. Many citizens of Huntington Beach never experience what once was, and for others, those memories are fading with time. Our city incorporated in 1909, covering only 3.5 square miles, and had a population of 915 residents, only one plumber, my great-grandfather, who also doubled as our first mayor. In Huntington Beach in the early 1900s, we had a holly sugar factory, as our locally grown sugar beets were then processed into sugar. To introduce our new city to potential citizens, Henry Huntington introduced a red line trolley from Los Angeles through Huntington and into Newport Beach. In 1947, when my mother came to town, she lived on the beach in a trailer and commuted daily to Los Angeles in the red car for only a dime. In 1920, oil was discovered in Huntington Beach, and that changed our city's history and put Huntington Beach on the map. These tall wooden derricks seemed to appear almost overnight. With the influx of oil workers, a Methodist hall and tent camp was set up to house thousands of workers. My grandfather was an oil worker, and my father was born in that camp. Our focal point for Huntington Beach was Main Street and Pier. So in 1931, metal arches were built over the intersection of Main and Ocean Boulevard. But due to corrosion, they barely lasted 10 years. On weekends, racing enthusiasts were entertained by an oval racetrack on Atlanta Street near Beach Boulevard that had many popular race car drivers in action. We had two small airports, the last being Meadowlark on Warner Avenue. Our downtown entertainment included a Pavilion skating and dance hall at the base of the pier, as well as the Golden Bear dining and nightclub that had famous musicians from the 60s through the 80s. Surf Theater was our local movie theater, and we used to pay a quarter for admission, and popcorn was only a dime. In our family, our parents both worked, so the beach was our babysitter. We would walk or ride bikes to the pier for the day. We never locked our bikes. Times were different then. On one occasion, my bike was stolen. Desk sergeant called our house to say your bike was found and to come pick it up. My father took me to the police department to claim my bike, and the desk officer said, "You need to buy a lock for your son's bike." My dad answered back, "What about that police car that was stolen by a jail trustee last week and driven to Arizona?" Well, we were then asked to leave. Our home was always open. We never locked our doors until about 1960. Then it took my dad almost a half a day to find that key. I remember our phone was on a party line with several of our neighbors, often causing fights over rights to use. My first hourly job at age 13 was as a locker boy at the Huntington Beach Saltwater Plunge on the beach at the foot of 5th Street. I made 50 cents an hour, but that job lasted only 2 summers as the plunge closed in 1961, making way for condos on the beach. It is hard for me to accept what has been lost. They only hold a ghost of space of what once was. But I know it is not lost as long as I hold the memories.